Good morning, everybody. This is Erica with Broadcast Mom. Today, I am going to talk to you about something that's totally off topic. Doesn't relate to my channel at all, but it is something that's personally important to me, and it's definitely mom related. So I think it's important just to get it out there because it does matter a lot. And that is, I'm going to talk about foster parenting and adoption. So, I'm sure none of y'all would have known, but my youngest child was adopted through foster care. And years ago, before she was even born, my husband and I decided that we were interested in becoming foster parents. With the idea of maybe adopting a child through the foster care system. And so we attended an information system. And so I started learning here in Texas about the great need for foster parents. Unless you are just actively involved in it, you would not realize how great of a need there is for people to step up and be foster parents to kids who need it, who are not able to stay with their biological families for whatever reasons. And there are a lot of kids in the foster care system, a lot of kids. I remember years ago when we were actively in it. We're not anymore. We're no longer foster parents, and we, as I said, we did adopt our child, our youngest child, through the foster care system. But there were literally teenagers sleeping in offices. Like, there were just not enough places to put these kids. And I've known over the years a lot of people who are foster parents, who've adopted, and they're really just really good, normal people. You don't have to be you don't have to be religious, you don't have to be married. You can just be a normal person who wants to provide a safe, loving, nurturing home environment for a child in need of any age. It can be that you do better with babies or small children, or you are more independent and you just want to help teenagers. And I've known people who have adopted babies and small children and teenagers, and I've even encountered somebody who adopted around 20 children, which is a lot, but some people, it's just like really their calling. Anyway, so we did adopt our youngest through the foster care system. For us, it was a long process, but it is not for everybody. But it is something really just important to talk about, because I don't think people realize how great the need there is to step up and help kids. And it's really not that hard to do so. So we attended an information session, and we decided that we were interested. And so we filled out the paperwork, and we were accepted as people who could train as foster parents in Texas. And so we took a bunch of classes for a few months, and there were a lot of classes, and there were a lot of hoops to jump as far as certifications and inspections, and we met with CPS and all kinds of stuff to get certified. But in the end, it was very much worth it. I think if your heart is in the right place and you've got a really good history, you're a safe family, and you've got stable income, it's not hard. It's a lot to take on. I mean, think of it as maybe going to night school for a little while, or a very stressful part-time job. Getting certified is a big deal. But it was very much worth it for so many reasons, and it just kind of really opened up my eyes to how great a need there is for people to help out. And it's really not such a giant concept. I mean, people have been helping out with other people's kids for all the ages. Some people just maybe they're not good parents, maybe they're not fit to parent, maybe they are in the trenches of drug and alcohol addiction. It happens. Maybe, it's just their family history has them in this horrific cycle that, they're just not going to get out of. There are so many reasons why kids end up going into the system. And, I will say so many people are terrified of CPS. CPS is there for a good reason. They really are there to help. They are not just snatching kids out of their homes. That is absolutely insane. They do everything they can to help these kids remain in their homes. They want things to work out. They want kids to stay with their families. But sometimes it's just like literally not possible. Sometimes it is very unsafe. Drugs and alcohol, or drugs especially, are a very big factor in kids going into foster care. There's neglectful situations. Obviously, anybody that is abusing drugs is not able to watch a child safely, and drugs around children, and it's there are so many reasons. Some people are just not ready to parent. Some people are not capable of parenting, and that sucks. That absolutely sucks. But that's where stepping in as a foster parent is really important. If it's something you feel compelled to do, I encourage you to look into it, at least give it some consideration. Yes, it's hard, but it's also really, really important and can be life-changing for children. It can just be really, really huge. Just a little bit of background. There are a bunch of different ways to become a foster parent. You could do it through CPS, or at least here in Texas, because I'm in Texas. You can get certified through CPS, or you can get certified through one of many, many different agencies. I've known people to go through CPS, and I've also known people to go through agencies. It's different. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody will have something to say. What really matters is that you get certified. Once you are certified, once you go through all of the many hurdles, and there are a lot of hurdles, it is not for everybody. Foster parenting is not easy, and it's not something that they just randomly say, okay, you're a foster parent. It is hard work just getting there. But again, it's worth it. Once you become a foster parent and you have a child or children in your home, you will expect a couple of regular monthly visits from CPS. There will be a caseworker for the children. There will also be an agency worker who checks on you to make sure everything is okay for you as a foster parent, and make sure that you're meeting all of the requirements that you are supposed to do as a foster parent. Make sure your home is safe. Make sure that everything is as it should be. And there should be a lot of checks that go on with this, because you are watching other people's children. I'm sure some people think that some people who foster in it for the money. There's the money you get is a very small amount, and it will cover that. First of all, it's hilarious because there's just not much attached there. The money that you get is to help provide food and clothing and whatever the needs are for the kid. And it is, it will definitely help. It may not cover all of it, but it does help. The state helps a lot. You will be eligible for things like WIC and Medicaid. You might have some vouchers for shoes or something. There are a lot of things that CPS will do to help you out. Typically, like, there might be a clothes closet at the CPS office. So if you were to get a new foster child, they may come with some new clothes, or your caseworker might be able to pick up diapers for you, some formula. Like, they have like an emergency closet, typically, at least ours does, where you can get stuff if you have a kid just land in your home in the middle of the night. And it does happen. It just happened to us before. Anyway, nobody as a foster parent is doing it for the money. At least I don't know anybody. I know that the money that you get, it does help. From my personal experience, there are a lot of people who want to adopt children, and a lot of people who foster do end up adopting their children, a child through the foster care system, or multiple children. I know many parents who have adopted foster children um, through the system. It is a lot. The goal is always for the child to go back to their biological family. That is the goal first and foremost, and that as a foster parent, you will always need to support that. And that is just part of it. And yes, it is hard. And not every child in your home will end up staying, and that is a very big part of it. In fact, a lot of them will not end up staying. Maybe one or a couple of them will, and that's how we ended up adopting our daughter. And we did have her arrive as a baby, and a lot of people do. And I have also, we've had another baby who ended up going to be adopted by his family, and that was very hard, especially after having him for months. So it is not for people who don't become a foster parent if you're doing it just to adopt, because that is it does not work like that. There are some situations where there are kids in the foster care system who have been in there for years and who are simply, their parental rights have been terminated and they are ready for adoption. That situation, especially with some older kids, that is certainly there. So that is possible. But for the most part, a lot of the kids in the foster care system might have just been pulled out of their home, and there's going to be a very long, tedious, heart-wrenching process ahead. But again, I say that to come back to this. It's just really important that we do what we can to help. And sometimes just being there to take care of a child, to be that parent stepping in, is the absolute biggest thing that anybody can do. Give them some stability, give them love, help them with their homework, or make cookies for them. There's so many easy, normal things that you can do as a parent that maybe they've just never had. And it sucks, but it's a small thing. It's helping humanity. And if you are so compelled, I think that you should give it a try, start looking into it, because the need there are thousands upon thousands of kids in foster care. You don't know until you're involved, and you just see what a very giant need there is for people to open their homes to kids who don't have one. That's it for now. If you want a little bit of guidance of where to go to get started, if this is something you're interested in, foster care and adoption through foster care, I will do what I can to respond. Thanks for listening. Bye.